If you're a beginner trader, let's be honest, you're lost. You're kind of running around like a headless chicken, just trying to figure things out. You're throwing stuff at the wall just to see what sticks. And I totally understand because as a beginner trader myself, I too was just throwing things at the wall, trying to figure things out just like everyone else. But the way you break out of this beginner cycle is by formulating a plan, just like any business venture you decide to pursue or any career you decide to pursue, you need a plan so that way you have a clear sense of direction as to which way you should be going. Now, you also need to understand one thing is that if you want to make a trading plan, you do have to go through some type of experience in that lost period. So that way you at least are exposed to what you want. And then once you understand what you want, then it's time to understand your goals and then to formulate a plan around your goals. So, what are my goals? Well, to keep it as simple as possible, my goal right now is to make an extra $1,000 a month from trading payouts with prop firms. After being able to do this consistently, then I want to increase that number to 5, then 10, then 20, then to the moon. But the point is, I want to start small. I want to have a realistic goal and then consistently be able to hit that target. Once I've been able to consistently hit that target, then we can shoot for the stars. So here's the plan that I created with ChatGPT in order to achieve my goals. So here's the conversation I had with ChatGPT. And I just got to say, if you're not using artificial intelligence for your trading or anything else in life, you're missing out completely because this is what I mean. I asked ChatGPT and I told it I said, okay, I need your help making a trading business plan, a strategy plan, and a plan on how much I need to make a month to make my income goals. Later, I'll provide you with my monthly expenses for my income goals. So for now, organize some categories we can store information into. And notice how I said I'm going to provide it with my monthly expenses because I don't just want to make $1,000 a month of gross. No, no, no. I want to make $1,000 a month net. That means after all the combined or trading subscriptions that I have, I need to have $1,000 cash in my bank account net. And so basically, ChatGPT created these categories with information as to what particular information it will store into these categories. So for the business plan, it has, okay, how I'll be structuring my business, the vision, the mission, trading goals, initial capital, all this good stuff. And then we have the trading plan to where obviously this will have the time frames we use, the market we actually focus on, any indicators, entry criteria, exit criteria, risk management rules, et cetera, et cetera. And then we also have the financial plan to where it says how trading supports my life. Again, monthly income goals, breakdown of monthly expenses, which I'll add later, profit targets, et cetera, et cetera. And then also it added a fourth category so that way I can track my performance. If you guys are on a budget and you can't afford TradeZella or other trading journal platforms, well, you have a nice free alternate version using artificial intelligence. And here it can track your performance by tracking your win rate, risk to reward, best worst setups. And the cool thing is, I will literally tell ChatGPT what trades I take exactly, the time of the trades, the entry price, the exit, and the exit time. I will tell it everything. I'll even provide it with images of markups of the trades that I took so that I can store all of this data and it can analyze it so that way I don't have to just go do this all by myself. I literally have an AI assistant helping me with everything. This is how you efficiently run a business. So that way, my mental is mainly focused on the trading side of things. And then ChatGPT can basically help me with the tedious tasks. So as we're kind of going forward, I say, great. So store this information I give you in the proper category. So I'm basically telling it to store the following information that I give it into proper categories. And then here's where you just want to kind of go in on ChatGPT. So I'm basically telling it everything. I told it that, okay, I'm a prop firm day trader and that I used to trade the S&P 500, but I kind of want to shift my focus more to the NASDAQ 100. So I want to trade MNQs. And then I told it, okay, how many accounts I have. So right now I have two firms. So I told it the two firms I currently trade with are Top One Futures and Top Step. I have 3 funded accounts with Top One Futures, 2 50K accounts, and 1 150K account. Also an inactive 50K account as well. And then I told it that I have 2 Top Step 50K XFA accounts. I have 1 active that is really close to being burnt. It's like literally has like only $500 left in drawdown. And then I have a fresh 50K XFA. And then I also told it, I said, listen, like I want to focus on the fresh 50K XFA. This is going to be my main account. I told you I only want to trade one account at a time. So that way I can really just focus on making that $200 for 5 days in order to take my first payout. And then I can take an $1,000 payout. Even though the account will be burnt, that's fine. Right now, I'm just trying to make trading real to me. I want the cash to be in my pocket so that way I have that confidence to, continue to grow accounts, take payouts, and keep that account alive. And I told ChatGPT everything, my entire goals. I told her per trade with the top step 50K XFA, I want a max daily loss limit set to $250 a day. Now, here's my reasoning for that. If I just need to make $200 a day for 5 days, not even consecutive days, just for 5 days. So let's say I have 3 days I make $200. Oh, well, dang, I just lost 250. Well, okay, then I have another 3 days to where I made $200. I'm still in the green. I'm still in the positive, and I'm eligible for a payout because I have 5 $200 days. So why would I risk any more than what is required for me to trade? I have $2,000 of drawdown with only risking $250 a day max, like complete maximum. I will have to have a really bad losing streak in order to lose that account. But I'm also going to be able to take a payout because I just need 5 $200 days. So I'm telling ChatGPT this. I told her my risk per trade will be $125 to $200 depending on the setup, market conditions that day, and my overall feel of the market. And then I told it, well, what am I going to do with top one futures accounts? Well, I said, since top one futures requires me to take at least one trade per week, I will only take one trade per week on all of my top one accounts to keep the accounts activated. But this one trade per week needs to be super high quality trade setup. Since my second top step XFA is in serious drawdown, I will also take a trade on this account alongside all my other accounts. So basically, I'm only going to be trading the top step account that's in drawdown and all of my top one features XFAs just to keep them active whenever that one high quality, almost near perfect setup presents once a week. No more than that. And so basically, I then go into proceed. It processes this information and then it stores it nicely. So it organizes whatever information I have. It's basically kind of like nitpicking and then putting it in the necessary categories it needs to be into. So we have some information here in the business plan section. We have some information here in the strategy section. And then I continue to kind of just tell it what I want. I said, before copy trading regularly or even regularly trading with my top one accounts, I first need to get a minimum of 3 payouts with Top Step. So these are kind of like some rules so that way ChatGPT, my assistant, can keep me accountable. And this is what I mean to where I say, beginner traders, we need a plan. If we've been trading less than 2 years, we're that first year we're like just gaining experience. We're running around like a headless chicken, just seeing what sticks, just learning about the industry. But in year two, you're kind of like understanding things, and that's where you're kind of like building out your plan. And now I'm approaching the end of year two, and I finally have like an actual solid plan to where I can see myself following. And again, I have my AI assistant here, and I'm basically telling it, I said, I don't want to copy trade regularly, or even regularly trading my top one accounts. I first need to get a minimum of 3 payouts with Top Step, so that way ChatGPT can keep me accountable. The size of these payouts does not matter. I am also fine with taking a payout, then shortly burning that account, since I will have less drawdown in my account if I don't leave a sizable buffer. Right now, my focus is not leaving buffers on my account, but taking payouts. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier. Once I secure my 3 payouts, I then want to shift my focus in getting 5 150K accounts with Top Step. I can also start trading my top one accounts slowly to become a live trader with that firm. To become a live trader with the top one, I just need to take out 3 payouts on one account. And then so basically, it processes information. I'm continuing telling it. For now, I want to make $1,000 a month. So here's kind of where I like start to tell a bit of my goals. I'm kind of like shifting away from the rules, and now I'm kind of getting into like my financial goals a little bit. For now, I want to make $1,000 a month with my single 50K Top Step XFA. Is this possible, and how much do I need to make? Just trying to get some information, and then it processes what I tell it. It keeps in mind everything that I told it previously. And then it gives me something that's very interesting here. It says, yes, it definitely is possible to make $1,000 per month with a single Top Step X 50K XFA account, but you'll need to manage your risk, consistency rules, and daily loss limits carefully. So it doesn't mean that Top Step has consistency rules. It just literally says you need to stick with your consistency in terms of, okay, how much are you putting in per trade? You can't just 1 week risk $300 and, the next week only risk $100 per trade. Like that doesn't make any sense, right? You need to have it kind of keep it close together, which is why I'm giving myself that $125 to $200 per trade, but I'm only risking $250 max. And it's literally, it created an overview for me. So it said max daily loss, 250. Risk per trade, 125 to 200, depending on the market conditions, how I feel, and et cetera, right? Payout requirement, 200 profit, 200 days, $200 profit on 5 separate days. Target monthly income, $1,000. So it says, how much do you need to make? Well, my goal is to make $1,000 a month. Assume 4 weeks per month, right? That's $250 a week. So literally, if I just take like 2 trades a week and I'm just like incredibly picky and I'm like incredibly disciplined, if market conditions are sideways, choppy, I ain't touching the stock market, dude, getting that $1,000 a month is effortless. And I have my AI assistant to keep me accountable. This is a computer. It's not gonna BS me. It's not gonna, try to tittle out my emotions. It's gonna tell me straight up, you broke your rule or you followed your rule, right? But it's my responsibility to be honest and upload everything to my AI assistant and to, just acknowledge when I'm breaking my rules and make my rules clear to the AI. And then it says, it just continues to give me some more information. If trading 4 days a week, you need to make $63 a day profit. Like, dude, that's like incredibly doable. Come on. If trading only 3 high quality days, you need $83. I think like a big problem in the trading space right now is that people think, oh, in order to make money, I need to freaking copy trade. I need to do this. I need to trade 150K accounts. Dude, you can easily make $1,000 a month with just one Top Step 50K account with any firm. Just go with the cheapest account, right? The 50K accounts normally, and then you can literally make $1,000 a month. It all depends on your trading system and how you do as a trader. $1,000 a month will change a lot of people's lives. Like $1,000 extra. If you have a full-time job and you make an extra $1,000 on top of that, bro, like that's $1,000 you can be like, yo, I want to just have fun with this money. Like that's pretty nice. And then it gives me some more information, right? Just some visualization graphs, some scenarios, just kind of break things down for me. And then it then, kind of tries to answer my question, is it realistic? And yes, if you hit at least 5 winning days with 200 days of profit, quality for payout, you avoid big drawdown days over $250, you let small wins stack up instead of swinging for the big gains, then it is absolutely possible. And then I said, okay, nice. I've given AI some nice, valuable information. So now we're going to get into a little bit more detail. I say, sure, every day I will journal with you. I will give you all the trades I took for each individual day, and I will tell you on what accounts I traded. I can provide you with daily trade executions in the form of CSV files. The thing I love about using TopStepX or even Tradevate, if you guys like using Tradevate, you can also do this with Tradevate, to where you can literally extract your trades and it gives you like CSV files, which are basically, just kind of like data files, and each section is separated by commas, right? If you're in data or data scientist, like that stuff. But you can literally upload a file of a data sheet and just give it to ChatGPT and it stores everything for you. And then you can be like, okay, this is the first trade I took. Here's a screenshot of the trade, and you have your trading view markups, whatever you could add, whatever notes you want onto it, and it's saved on here, and then it says, okay, excellent, I'll be ready to receive your CFC file, blah, 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 blah. And I say, okay, now let me tell you about my strategy, gang. Let me tell you about my strategy, man. So I say, now I am a VWAP and price levels trader. What does that mean? I explain it to her. I like to mark off significant higher highs and higher lows on the daily and 1 hour chart to spot important price levels. I also like to use anchored VWAPs, and I tend to anchor VWAPs to the start of week, start of future session, which is the daily VWAP, previous day's New York VWAP, and New York VWAP. I will let you know if I start using any new VWAPs, right? So now it knows my strategy. I want to see buyers or sellers stepping in around these areas of interest, and I want to trade with the trend. So if it sees me like counter trend trading, then it's going to be like, no. What are you doing, bro? And so basically, I'm basically telling you, okay, this is what I think trading with the trend is, right? Because you have your hourly trend, but let's say on the hourly chart, like we just made a higher high. I mean, you kind of don't want to buy up there. So I'm telling you this. I don't want to buy when price made higher highs on the 1 hour chart. And I don't want to sell when price has made a lower low or higher lows on the 1 hour. I want to buy and sell where it makes sense. Buy low and then sell high, right? And so basically it processed the information. And then, after this, I kind of like stopped and because, I've been doing this for a little bit. And then it saves this information. It updated its memory. And then at any point, I can always just come back and then just continue to feed it more and more information. But I'm telling you, being a trader in 2025 has never been easier. I mean, there's never been a better time to become a trader than now because we have the help of not only AI, but a bunch of people across the X platform, but also YouTube. There's a tons of free education, and there's tons of coaches out there who are pretty good at what they do, and you can see them trade live in order to gain some confidence. And then if you like how they trade and you want to get coached by them, you can easily do that. I was coached by a man named Austin Silver, and he completely changed my perspective on trading and just completely changed my understanding. I was only a year in when I first got coached by him, and literally in just like 5 to 4 months, I mean, he literally shifted my entire perspective. And after being coached by him, I was struggling to even pass a combine. And now, guess what, guys? I have 6 funded accounts, okay, across 2 firms. And now I'm at the point to where it's like, okay, I'm approaching the end of my year 2, and I can realistically make $1,000 a month as long as I stick to this plan. I have a great trading system. I have a great trading plan, and I have this beautiful AI assistant to help me achieve my goals. But if you find this video to be helpful and you use this video to create your own trading plan, please let me know. And also, you can actually share your trading plan with me down below in the comments by there's a share button on ChatGPT. If you guys are using ChatGPT or any other AI, you can literally share the conversation you have with ChatGPT, and we would love to see it. So put it in the comments down below, and then we could give you some criticism, some feedback, or some advice, and we can just help each other out. But if you guys enjoyed this video, I strongly recommend checking out my other videos. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.